Hello everybody, this is Yoga 101 for Beginners, and this is a series that I will be doing, and I will be going up to advanced, so I will be taking it slow. And this was a video that has been requested for a very long time, and I really apologize about that. And I am a yoga teacher in training. I will be finishing my hours very soon to become certified, but I have been practicing yoga for 3 to 4 years. So here is some pieces of my journey that I would like to share with you guys of how I've gotten to these poses. And please remember that everybody is different, and if you cannot get into the poses that are being shown in this video, it's okay. Do not try to force yourself into these poses because we don't want you to hurt yourself, okay? So please consult your family physician if you have any medical concerns or any ailments. Just take your time, be easy, and breathe, okay? Just remember to breathe and relax and have fun while you are doing these poses. And again, you do not have to do it exactly like I do. And again, please don't get discouraged while watching this video, because you will be able to get into these poses when your body allows you to. Let's get started. All right, so we're going to start out with some meditation, and just breathe in and relax. And you can do this for as long as you like. Take all the negativity out, bring all the positivity in, leave all the negativity out of your practice while you're doing your yoga journey practice. Now we're going to do some stretches. This is like a knee to chest pose, and we're going to open our hips up a little bit. And just to, open up, as you guys can see where I'm pointing at, and we're just going to open that up so we can start, doing some nice stretches during this series. Okay, so you just want to make sure, and also remember in yoga, whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side, so you can keep yourself balanced. Okay, so always remember that. Don't just be one-sided, y'all. Y'all have to, so just make sure you do that. So you can do this however much you want to, depending upon how much time you have or what have you. So you can go ahead and do this for as long as you like. This is, again, to help you with opening up your hips. And we're also massaging the back as well. You rotate one side clockwise and the other side counterclockwise. Now we're going to do basically a figure 4. We are basically kind of stretching, and this is also kind of opening up the hips a little bit. So you can press down on your knee if you would like. You don't have to do this. You can if you want to. But again, it's up to you and what your body can handle. Okay, so you can do this for as long as you want to. It just depends. Okay, so if your body can handle it, go ahead. If it can't, just relax and enjoy as much as you can do. Also, if you want to take it a little bit higher, a notch, and keep the feet flexed, as you guys can see here, that's why I'm pointing at the foot, you can take it further and bring your knee up to your chest with your leg like this. You don't have to, but to those of you that are further in your practice, you can. Again, we are opening up the hips. All right, so if you have a strap, please take a strap, or you can use a scarf. You can use a towel, whatever that you have in your house. But I have a yoga strap, and I'm basically massaging my back again, and I'm rolling around, doing small circles in the air, just to get that little massage in, just to help the lower back. Now we're going to do some stretching with the legs, okay? So you can start here, depends, or there, You know, it just depends on your practice, okay? But this is where I'm starting, and I'm circling my leg around. And this is really opening up the hips. These are stretches, as you guys can see, I'm pointing. It's opening up the inner thighs as well. These are stretches that I use to prepare me for like splits and other things, pigeon pose and stuff like that. So I just make sure that everything is open. And then I am doing a side twist, and I'm looking the opposite side to engage more in that twist. So again, if you cannot do this, you can just do what you can or what your body can handle. Do not force your body into anything. And again, remember to breathe. This is the time to breathe and relax and to think about thoughts that are positive. No negativity during your practice, because it can definitely interrupt your practice. Please keep the negativity out. Now we're going to widen, the stretch, and this is just stretching. I like to do a lot of this, and going back to massaging the back. It just all depends on what you like to do during your practice. And here's a further stretch that you can do if it's in your practice. If it's not, it's okay. You do not have to do this. This is just if anybody is further, you can stretch. Even if you don't stretch this far, you can stretch as far as your leg can go. But again, these are stretches that really help me during my practice. And here's a little side stretch here. And another stretch. Now we're going to move into cat and cow. This is a nice pose or type of yoga exercise to do. This is very great for breathing. This gives you time for your back, and it really helps with your back and everything of the sort. So this is really cool to do. You can do however much you want to. You know, just remember to breathe. With all these poses that you're doing, you have to remember to breathe. You don't want your breathing to get stuck while you are doing a pose. That is not what we want. You want to breathe and make sure that your body can handle what you are doing. If you have any ailments, you can skip this. If your knees are bothering you or things of that nature, you can also put a towel underneath your knees, or if you have a yoga pad or anything like that, you can put that under your knees if you can't go on your knees at all. Okay, so this is child's pose. This is the pose that when you need to rest, or if you're in between poses and you just need that time to rest, that's like a resting phase. You can also widen your knees if you want to. This is if you are advancing your practice and you would like to do that, or you can close them if you would like. So it depends on your practice. You do not have to do this if you don't want to. Again, that helps with the hips. So it's up to you, or have them closed, okay, as you guys can see here. So it depends all on your practice and all on what your body will allow you to do. Alright, so now we're going to go into some lunges. And basically we're going to go into like crescent lunges here. So I'm setting up here, as you guys can see. And I'm raising up my arms, making sure that everything is aligned correctly. And I'm breathing. As you guys can see, I took a nice breath to lean back a little bit. And I'm deepening in the stretch. Again, if this is not in your practice, do not go forth with this. But you can deepen the stretch if you like. Now I'm doing the other side. You can stay here, Or if it's in your practice, lean back. If not, stay here. It's all up to you. And if you want to further your stretch, this is what you can do here. Again, if you cannot do this, please do not be discouraged. Now, this is the cobra pose. And this is a pose that requires some strength. You are basically lifting your body up and making sure that your elbows are more in towards your body when you are doing this. And then you can go in a child's pose to rest if you like. Okay, now we're in a downward dog position. Lift our leg up if you can. We're going to put our leg between our arms. And we're going to set ourselves up for a warrior pose. Make sure that everything is aligned. The knee is not going too in. You want everything to be aligned because you don't want to hurt yourself. So we're doing warrior 1, as you guys can see. Then we're going into warrior 2. Making sure everything is aligned correctly. Then we're going to bring it back, if it's in your practice, to peaceful warrior. And look at your hand if you can. If you cannot do this, stay in warrior 1 or warrior 2. Windmill the hands down. Back into downward dog pose. We're going to lift the other leg up. Like I said before, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. Making sure that everything is aligned correctly. Our foot is on an angle. We're lifting our arms up. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. Making sure everything is aligned. You have to make sure your body's aligned. Then we're going to bring it back to peaceful warrior if you can. If you cannot do this, don't worry about it. Making sure that everything is aligned. Then we're going to lean forward. If this is in your practice, go ahead and do this. If not, you can stay in warrior 1 or warrior 2. Now we're going to do the other side because, like I said before, we have to be balanced. Warrior 1. Warrior 2. And bringing our arm over our head. Again, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. Straighten the legs out. Back in downward dog position. And we're going to rest in child's pose. Alright, so we're back again with the warrior 1. We're leaning more into it a little bit. And we're going to put the arm over the head. Warrior 2, back to warrior 1 now. Now we're going to do sun salutation. Now we're going to do the chair position. Lean forward, lean forward, flat back, look up. Look back down. Downward dog. Then we're going to do a chaturanga. Lift up into cobra. Back into downward dog. Jump. Feet to hands. Look up, flat back. Back down. This was basically kind of like a vinyasa with a sun salutation. Alright, so now we're going to do a nice little stretch. You don't have to do this. I'm working on my middle split, so this is what I basically do to try to get there And again, if this is not in your practice, do not do this. Do not strain yourself. Just try and do what you can at the moment. It's okay if you can't do it. And definitely go into child's pose to rest. Now we're going to sit down in a squatting position. If you cannot do this, that is okay. Now we are going to lay down again, and we're going to get into like a nice butterfly pose. This is to help more to open up the hips, because we are getting ready for a certain pose that involves you to stretch your leg and everything of the sort. So if you can't even get into this butterfly pose, that is okay. Do what you can at the moment, or what your body can do. The more you do these stretches, the more consistent you are with them, your body will remember, and you will be able to do this without even thinking about it. Just remember that. Okay, now we're going to get into the pigeon pose. Now, again, if you can't get into this, that is fine, okay? You can do as close to it as you can, or if you want to, it depends, okay? Or you can go into child's pose if you're not able to do this section of this yoga beginner series. That is fine. You can always practice on your own and things of that nature. And whatever you do to one side, you must do to the other side. Always remember that in yoga. And this is the pigeon pose, one of my favorite poses to do. You can also do it this way if you like. It just depends on your body. And if you can't get into it, you can just sit like this and just breathe. And that's it. And being in these poses for a while and continuing to switch from left to right or right to left is very good in your practice, because you're getting your body used to these poses. So it's really great to do that. You don't just want to stay in the pose for like 2 seconds and you do one on one side, one on the other side, and that's it. That's not how it works. All right, so this is another stretching type of pose that will open up the hips. And if you cannot do this, that's fine. Just make sure, if you can do this, make sure that you're safe while doing so. All right, so this is a bonus. Before we get into Savasana, do a certain type of pose that you would like to do before you rest, put your body to rest and to complete your yoga session. And so I chose to do a headstand. You do not have to do this. If you're further in your practice and would like to join me, go ahead. If not, do whatever pose that you feel that you like to do before you get into Savasana. And this is what I wanted to do before I got into Savasana. So when you're in Savasana, that's it. No other movements or anything like that. Your body is at rest, and you will be sealing everything that you have practiced for today. All right. So do whatever pose that you can at this moment before you get into Savasana. Now we come to Savasana, where we let our body melt onto the floor and just have our mind at ease. Just let our mind connect to our body, our soul, as our whole body, from your toes to your head, to your fingers. Just melt into the ground as you are one with yourself. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Have a nice day and thanks for watching. Namaste.